What's going on, everybody? My name is Albert and I'm from masterballtraders.store. So today we have a great topic. I'm going to be discussing some ways that I invest when we're in a Pokemon down market. So before we get started, I really want to make sure that you guys know that this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm literally just telling you what I personally do in a down market and what I look for and what my opportunities, be out there. But please do not take this as any kind of financial advice. I don't know what's going to happen. We could all lose our money tomorrow. So I just don't want you to blame me for it, okay? So let's get started. Before we get started though, I wanted to bring up the fact that you guys have not been commenting your favorite Pokemon memory. Guys, did you not learn? Just comment your favorite Pokemon memory and you can win stuff. Literally, we had one guy, TCG market data, that commented their favorite Pokemon memory and they won this. Now, they still haven't messaged me, so please, TCG market data, if you're watching this, please message me so you can get this box. It's a Lugia EX box, comes with 10 packs, it's awesome. Okay, now the next giveaway that I'm doing is exactly this as well. I have two of them. Just please comment your favorite Pokemon memory. There's like 2 comments so far, and I'm giving you guys up until, I think I said 2 weeks from last video, which was 2 days ago. So maybe like 11, 12 more days. Just remember to comment it because you don't want to miss out on losing, free things. This is literally free. Go ahead and do it. All right. So into the video we go. All right, so these are Albert's investing guidelines, right? When it comes to Pokemon. And this is what I am doing, right? All right, so I'm gonna give you different bullet points to look for. The first one that I'm gonna talk about, the age of investment, right? So what I mean by that, there's 2 different things that we can talk about when it comes to the age of the investment that you're doing, right? So we can look at, for example, let's pull out, I don't know, Mega Evolutions that just came out, right? And then let's do, I don't know, Crown Zenith, right? That came out in 2023. Obviously, one is newer. One came out a couple months ago, one came out a few years ago, right? So when I'm talking about the age of investment, it's the fact that older things typically don't have huge market turns, right? Vintage is known in the investment world as being a little bit more safer, if I can say that. So what I mean by that is that whenever there are huge market turns and you see your collector app and it's down by like 50%, most of the things that you probably own are probably a little bit more modern that came out in the past couple of years. When you're looking for Pokemon investments, you don't want to go necessarily to the modern things. You want to focus on high quality, high quality items that will age better over time, right? Now, this brings me to the second point of this, right? So just like I said, people like, stability. You get that with vintage. Not saying that vintage doesn't drop, because vintage definitely does drop. Trust me, I have a lot of vintage. But when it comes to like, my prismatic stuff, it's going up and down every single week. My vintage stuff stays flatline until we have a boom or something. Sometimes it goes down a little bit, sometimes usually goes up, right? Because the thing with vintage is that it's not being printed anymore. It's a lot harder to get, a lot less people have it. So the more time that goes by, especially with sealed products. So when it comes to vintage and sealed products, the investors tend to like it more because it provides a little bit of price stability, right? Now it brings me to my second point, which is products are going to be going out of print, right? So Pokemon does what they do, print runs, right? So they do it for usually around 2 years. It doesn't necessarily equate to that because there's different, what do you call it? Like sections, like it's different quarters or something that the TCG is played by, and then it goes based off that, right? What's rotated out, what's rotated in. So after 2 years on a normal set, they're gonna go out of print, and Pokemon, what they do is they stop printing it because they want to focus on the players, and there's new cards to come in, and they want to focus on the TCG aspect, right? They're not looking at the investors, they're not looking at the collectors, and in a way, I actually think that this is very, very smart of Pokemon, because they say that they're not looking at the investors or collectors, but they know that Pokemon itself is making them so much money in those categories, in the investment category, in the collecting category. And I think they specifically don't reprint things like other card games do, specifically because they see a future and they see that this might be a lot bigger than what they can imagine, right? And Pokemon is a company, so they want to monetize literally everything that they can, right? And at the same time serve their best, you know, their players. So that's what I focus on when it comes to actually modern things, right? And when I say modern, a lot of people are like, oh, well, what's modern? Is it past 5 years, past 10 years? Look, man, if you can still get it, it's 100% modern, right? But when I focus on modern things, I'm focusing on the past 5 to 7 years precisely. And I focus on sets that are going to go out of print. So I try my best to buy when they're printing, when they are printing to the ground, when it's MSRP, when Walmart, when Target, when everybody has it. That's when I focus in, and then that's when I go in there and I buy everything, because I want to buy everything at MSRP, which actually brings me to the next point in my Albert investment strategies or guidelines, right? The next point that I have is the percentage gains, right? Now, a lot of people are going to be like, well, Albert, what is a percentage gain? What are the percentage returns? What are you talking about? I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe I made this up, but this is what I call it, right? The percentage returns for me is when you buy something as an investment and you give it a certain amount of time and it goes up in value, and that percentage that it went up in value, that is what I am talking about. So for example, if you buy an ETB at MSRP, whether it's 50 or 60 bucks, I don't even know what the MSRP of ETBs are anymore because I haven't seen them in forever, right? When you buy an ETB for 50 or 60 bucks, MSRP, whatever, if in 5 years that ETB, which most likely will go up in price because Pokemon will stop printing it after 2 years, it's going to be more scarce, more people are going to open it, and sealed products are just going to go up in price because that's what happens. That we cannot stop that. If people like Pokemon, sealed products are going to keep going. So unless people stop liking Pokemon, I don't really see anything, you know, happening with that. So let's say, for example, that ETB after 5 years has gone up to $500. Let's use for an example that this ETB at MSRP was $50 and it went up to $500 in 5 years. Now, 5 year time frame, that is, was that 1,000% that it went up? 100% means that it doubles. 1,000% means that it went up 10 times. 50 times 10 is 1,000%. Now, that's huge. That is insane. So what I would do is I would literally stock up on things that are at MSRP. If you guys are buying such high products, right, that are already so high, the percentage gains that you guys are going to have are going to be a lot smaller than somebody who is buying at a lower price and waiting for it to go up higher. Even though, you know, you buy Evolving Skies at $2,000, in 5 years it's $4,000. You doubled your price, right? You doubled your investment. That's amazing. That's awesome. I'm not saying that Evolving Skies isn't the, you know, the best set ever. I think it's one of the best, obviously. But I'm just saying that there's better investment opportunities out there, because when you look at it, is it better to go up twice your money or to go up 10 times your money? And that's what I mean by percentage gains, right? So that is 100% another thing that I look for. Now, to get into the third point, right? So the third point that I wanted to bring up are Pokemon Center exclusives, right? And what I mean by that is I mean Pokemon Center items, whether it's ETBs or cards that are regionally exclusive that are released in Pokemon Centers. That I want all of that, right? So when a Pokemon Center item comes out, I'm standing in queue, I'm getting my 2, and I am keeping them away because Pokemon Center items have exclusive cards in them, such as the ETBs. They have that promo card, that stamp promo. That's what collectors want to see. That's what collectors want to have. They want to have an item that has something exclusive in it, right? So I always look into that, which brings me to my fourth portion of this, is region exclusives as well. Now, I didn't actually want to bring this up because I do own a store that does sell simplified Chinese products, but literally I only open it because that's what I like to collect. I see so much potential in region exclusive items, Pokemon products, that it's crazy. And what I am doing, basing that off of, right? What am I basing that off of? Literally everything that's out there right now, the Poncho Pikachus, the boxes, the Pokemon Center boxes. I mean, you can see Pokemon Center boxes even in the modern era, like the prismatic one over there. It's gonna outpace a lot more ETBs than any other ones, you know? Like Pokemon Center items, yeah, better sets are going to, you know, push the market up more. But obviously, if you have any kind of Pokemon Center item in 10, 15, 20 years, it doesn't matter if you have Prismatic, doesn't matter if you have Stellar Crown, Pokemon Center items, in my belief, are going to be very, very, very well sought after. Now, when it comes to actual sets, what I am focusing on, I don't like to give out names because I don't have favorite sets, right? Like I have favorite sets I collect, obviously, that I love to open. But when it comes to investing, I literally just go based off of the set to value ratio, right? If there's a bunch of cards in that set that are performing extremely well, they're extremely sought out, they're just gonna keep, you see a huge value in them in the future, those are sets I go with, right? So for example, I hate talking about this because it's a set that you guys hate to listen to, but Prismatic's evolutions have so much set value that they literally carry that whole set. Now in the future, I don't know if people are going to be as crazy for these evolutions as they are now, but I'm preparing myself because right now that set to me makes a lot more sense than something like Twilight Masquerade or something like that, where there's not many cards are up in value. There's not many cards that people even like to collect in those, from my experience. Sorry if you're a Twilight Masquerade fan, but this is kind of the point that I'm bringing up, is the fact that people, you have to collect what people want and you have to invest into what people want. Now, it's not saying that they're gonna like the same things in a few years, but that is the safest route in my personal experience that I have gone. Now, when it comes to, like, you know, besides Prismatic, what am I looking at? Well, I'm looking at the next Evolving Skies. What do I think that is? I think it's Destined Rivals, 100%. It's gotten so much hype already. This thing just started printing, and it's gonna go down to MSRP, hopefully, and then maybe I can pick it up. But right now, I'm holding off to it because the market is still high. But it will go down. In my belief, it will go down, and I'll stack up on some Destined Rivals. Another set that I'm looking at, Ascended Heroes. Ascended Heroes, I mean, the lineup's insane. So you look at a set like Ascended Heroes, and then you look at the Dragonite, the Gengar, the Pikachu, all these other cards that people want, that people are freaking out about. There's literally a card for every person in Ascended Heroes. So when Ascended Hero comes out, and, you know, a year goes by and it's at MSRP and they're printing the heck out of it, that's when I'm gonna stack up on Ascended Heroes and just hold it on, right? But to conclude the sets that I'm looking for, the specific ones that I'm looking for right now, Prismatic, Destin, and Ascended Heroes, just because of the set to value ratio, right? So, and Crown Zenith too. I like Crown Zenith. I think that I need to pick up a little bit more of it. Those gold cards, they're beautiful, and I think that they're going to do really, really well in the future. It's just not a main focus for me right now. There is another thing that I wanted to bring up, the low pop cards, right? So if you're investing into singles or anything like that, I personally don't. I tried to invest into singles, but I did it obviously when the boom was a little bit higher. It didn't really work out for me. I lost some money, got some graded. You know, if you're investing into slabs, I look at more vintage when it comes to slabs. More vintage, 8s, 9s, sought out cards. You know, cards that people want, people that people are asking, hey, do you have this Gyarados? Do you have this Dragonite? Do you have this Gengar, you know, from 10 years ago, from Evolutions, from whatever, right? You have to realize that when it comes to investing in singles, it's a little bit different, because you have to really know the cards that you're investing in. And I stick to sealed products myself. I avoid singles because singles, their population just goes up. So even if it's a low pop card, the population just goes up. I will never invest in a card that has, you know, 20,000 pop rate unless it was something that I liked, which is my last point. invest in what you love, guys. Like, I love Pokemon, so everything that I invest in, it's not anything that I'm just doing it for the money. I actually love everything that I buy. I love looking at it. I love holding it. I love having Pokemon around me. Now, for example, I just invested into these things, action flips. Now, if you're an OG, you probably remember these things. These were awesome. These were like little stickers that you could see the evolution line. And I remember having these, and I found these on eBay, sealed box of 24 of them, 24 count. And I bought it because I love it. And do I expect to sell this? Probably not. No, I don't even think that people want this, but I do. And I bought it, and it's my money, and I'm grown up. So, but that's what I'm getting to, guys. If you guys don't have love for Pokemon, then this is just gonna be another job for you. But if you're looking at this as something that you want to enjoy, then invest into things that you like. Invest into things that you love. Please have fun with the hobby. Keep going out there, investing in what you like. Just have fun, be happy, and enjoy Pokemon in whatever way that you want. Before I go, please go check out my store at masterballtraders.store. I do have Gem Pack, Simplified Gem Pack 1 and 2 so far on the store. 2 is going, it's running out of stock a little bit. I just ordered another case for it, and then I'm gonna have a case of Gem Pack 3 coming within the next week and a half as well. So we're gonna get more inventory. Please go support me, and until next time.